European Union flags adorn the streets of Chișinău, the capital of Moldova, a country that aims to become a member of the bloc by 2030. But the statue of Lenin still stands near the city's main recreational area. Not that much of a paradox, given the current divisions in Moldovan society. Moldova is a country of no more than 3 million people, bordering Ukraine and Romania. But despite its small size, it's home to one separatist region, Transnistria, and one autonomous region, Gagauzia. I traveled south to Comrat, the capital of the latter. And Gagauzia is openly pro-Russian. In last year's EU accession referendum, almost 95% of all the votes cast were against Moldova joining the European bloc. I go to the local town hall to talk to Sergei Anastasov, the mayor of the region's capital. In his office, he also keeps flags of the European Union. Is it difficult to be a pro-European mayor in a city like Comrat?
Yes, it's a bit difficult.
Why? How is it difficult?
But I'm the free time, and in 10 years I'm the mayor here. All buildings in Comrat.
Anastasov shows me the most recent investments in the region. Muddy roads in the city center are now paved, children go to modern schools. But local society is very slowly warming up to the idea of joining the European bloc. One of the reasons behind this support for Russia here is corruption and state capture.
The special about this region is that it is totally controlled by pro-Russian political forces, and more than that, it is totally controlled by organized criminal group.
And the man behind this system is fugitive oligarch Ilan Shaw.
A person which is hiding from the Moldovan justice in Russia right now and is responsible in Russia for money laundering. In a global context, he's running one of the two biggest money laundering organizations. And he's also responsible for destabilization of the Republic of Moldova.
Back in Chișinău, I hear that this destabilization was caused by the so-called theft of a century.
It happened, let's say, around 2013, 2014, where $1 billion from the Moldovan banking system was stolen. That's 1/8 of the Moldovan GDP at that time. It really crashed the national currency. The government had to bail out this bank so that people wouldn't lose their money, people who had deposits in this bank. And we are still actually paying for that scheme.
In Russia, Shaw created the so-called Shaw network, which is being used to orchestrate voting fraud schemes. In last year's presidential election, up to 140,000 people were targeted, according to police data.
He actually built a network, so it wasn't a one-time thing. He had like people who were organizing things or getting monthly salaries. So right now he is trying to use the same network to mobilize people again.
And this mobilization comes ahead of parliamentary elections scheduled for September the 28th. For example, an app circulating on Telegram called Taito effectively enables its users to obtain voting fraud instructions and receive payment for acting on them. But Russian interference in Moldovan elections goes beyond mere corruption. Dumitru Tsira, founder of the Realitatea press group, tells me that there are at least 3 layers of these actions: disinformation, propaganda and cyber attacks. And one of the main purposes of these attacks is
to decrease the credibility of the institution, of the process itself. And it's not only about the process here in Moldova. Also, one of the issues is definitely the vote and the electoral process in diaspora, for example.
Tsira shares with me a clip that was released that same day.
A new presidential decree that bans men aged 25 to 50 from leaving the country without special permission.
his own outlet was used to spread disinformation. This kind of attacks from Russia primarily affects the current president and government, as they managed to keep the country on a steady pro-European course.
Speed and unity.
Moldova applied for EU membership in 2022 after Russia invaded Ukraine. And the doors are now wide open for Chișinău to join the bloc. But one condition needs to be met first.
We all wish that the Republic of Moldova stays on the European path, that in Chișinău we'll have authorities, a new parliament who will continue and support this process.
For the past 4 years, the Party of Action and Solidarity governed independently after its landslide win in the previous elections. During this time, it managed to keep the country on a steady pro-European course. But the party's support dwindled significantly. Olesea Stamata, a former member of the party and now an independent candidate, explains to me the reasons behind this drop.
Having let's say a strong majority of one party, at one hand, is an opportunity to move things forward faster, but at the same time is a great risk towards monopolizing of power by one party.
Still, it is the Party of Action and Solidarity that is leading the polls with its openly pro-European agenda.
In these elections, we have a fundamental goal, is to join the European Union in the next 4 years.
It's being followed by the so-called Patriotic Bloc, a coalition of socialist and communist parties.
We are not against like a party European Union. We consider that the process of European Union should continue, but at the same time it should be very clear with protection of national interest of the Republic of Moldova.
Within the bloc, this reserved embrace of the EU agenda doesn't seem to be at odds with maintaining ties with Moscow.
We are for a balanced foreign policy because we consider that Moldova is between European Union and Russia, and in our history you will see that we had very good relations with Russia.
Apart from these two frontrunners, there are 20 more political parties in the electoral race in Moldova. Most of them offer a pro-EU agenda, but some are reported to have close, or even direct, ties to the Kremlin. They're competing in elections that will produce a parliament bound to decide on the future geopolitical path of Moldova. Paweł Trzaskowski for TVP World.